My seeds have finally arrived from Penard Plants, and these are the ones I got. I got Brillotto beans, so they're a dwarf one. Blue Hubbard squash. My mum gave me a Blue Hubbard squash, I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before, and it did really well and it tasted really good. But then after I had roasted it, she asked me if I had saved any of the seeds from it, which I didn't. So I'm hoping that I can grow some more and give her some seeds back, but we shall see. I definitely will remember to save some seeds before I roast this time. I also got quinoa, which I have never grown before, but I think that's it's something we eat a lot of, so it would be a nice one if we could grow it. I think that'll be quite good. I think it's quite big and bushy. And I also got patty pan squash. I really want to do an arch with this, like Katie from Lavender and Leeks did. I thought that looked really nice. And I've got the arch waiting to go up as well. It's the one that I got from Wilkinson's. And then I got True Gold sweet corn. I think there's only there's quite a small amount of the kernels that are in this 8, I want to say. So I got 3 packets of that. And then I also ordered more strawberries, which are in this box. These are more of the Cambridge favourite, but they're all wrapped up quite securely actually. I guess it was damp in there. And I don't know if you can see down there, but there's some tiny strawberry plants. They are very small. I'm about to put these outside, but it's raining, so we don't really want to take the camera out in the rain. I'm going to pop them outside, and hopefully over the next few days it's dry enough for me to take you out and show you them once they're in situ. But I think there's 9 in there, and then I got a few other ones from the potato day, so hopefully they should fill most of that raised bed that we've put in. And we've got a rare sunny day. This wasn't forecasted, so I'm going to make the most of it. I have got the strawberries in. I've spread them out a bit, but after this year I'll have loads of runners and eventually they'll fill this whole bed. I got this arch from Wilkinson's. This is the one I want to grow the patty pan squash up, and I'm planning on putting it in this space here. So I've got to take this fence wire out and dig it in. You can see my purple sprouting in the back there. Quite a battering when we had Storm Doris, but there's quite a bit coming on it now, so I think we'll be ready for the first harvest of that today. You have to harvest it quite quickly because you don't want it to go to seed, is what my mum's told me. And I don't know if you can see there, let's go over there, the rhubarb's coming up. I bought 2 crowns back from the allotment and they're doing okay. I don't think we will be eating much off these this year because we want to get the root system established, but it's going to be good. But they've survived. Also some patches of random bulbs coming up. I'm not sure what these are. They could be tulips, but they could be daffodils, who knows. Now the other thing that caught a lot of damage in Storm Doris were these cuttings of the fruit bushes that I've got here, because a lot of people's recycling seemed to blow away, and then this like breaker wall caught it all, which just happens to be where all my cuttings are. But actually they're doing really well. There's life on most of them. So we've got a gooseberry here, and that's got some nice little bits of growth coming, and this one is another gooseberry. I think I mentioned the sage is doing well. Another gooseberry, quite a few gooseberries. These ones with buds on, I'm pretty sure are the blackcurrants, because they seem to get the buds a lot earlier than everything else did. But of these brambles, I'm not entirely sure which ones were the raspberries and which ones were the loganberries. So I think I'll just have to plant them and see what comes up. You know, thinking about it, one of these must be the red currants too. I think it's possibly this one, because the buds on them, I'm struggling to show you both of them, but the buds on this darker one are much less pronounced than they are on this one. So I think this is the black currant and I think this is the red currant. But again, it's going to be a case of plant them and see. Now what I want to do is plant them in this area over here, but this fence is causing a lot of problems because most of the roots for things are behind it, and these 2 different bits of wire could do with cutting, because I can't get into any of that root base that's behind there. Well, what my neighbour next door had done is totally taken the diamond shaped one off and then just cut the other one part way along, and they had nasturtiums in the bottom there. I'm thinking I could definitely do something similar, so I want to see if I can do that today. We'll just see if this weather keeps off. Well, I've got the arch out and there's quite a few more pieces than I expected, so let's see how we get on. We've got Trevor in the background there. He is chopping out some of that rose that sits next to the tree. And while I've been assembling the arch, Trevor has rolled back that whole piece of fence at the back.
Hey.
Hello. Has this been really tedious?
It has, because there's all these tiny little ties that are stuck on, and they just make it really awkward to take it off. Of course, if they weren't there, it would just blow away. So
yeah, it looks better already though. It's so much clearer. Yeah. And then once I can get down to that bottom bit, it gives you an extra foot on the end of the garden as well.
Absolutely, and it'll stop all those lines from creeping in.
Yeah. I do still need to tighten up the screws on this arch. It was easy enough to go together. There was just more pieces to it than I expected. And I've just got to connect now. Oh, there's my morning shadow. Just got to connect this leg to the main arch, and then we need to clear out the space where it's going to go up. I am going to take some of that chard out. We've had quite a lot of the chard over the winter. I'm kind of fed up of it now and it's a little bit bitter, so I'm going to go from this fence post over to somewhere over here, and I want to dig it in quite deep and peg it down because you know how bad the winds are. Well, the sunny weather hasn't lasted too long. It's looking a lot like rain. I've dug these pits to put the arch legs into, but I've only gone down a little bit. I'm not sure how far that is, a couple of foot down. I can't quite reach the bottom, and it's very clay-like down at the bottom, so I'm having a lot of trouble digging it. I think I'm just going to put the arch in now, and my aim actually is to bury this whole bottom section. Oh, it's starting to rain. You can see the rain on this, and I've got some pins, so these big long pins which I'm also going to pin onto it, and then this whole bottom bit will hopefully be underground, and I'm hoping that will hold it in place. I'm going to say goodbye now, guys, and I will follow up with this next week just because I don't think the rain is going to hold off while I get it finished, and I want to put my camera equipment away so it doesn't get too wet. Don't mind if I get wet, but I don't want the camera to get wet. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.